Moose Jaw Warriors in their off season, and after taking the last 2 weeks to kind of digest the 25-26 regular season, we're talking with General Manager Jason Ripplinger. And Jason, when you look back on that season, how do you evaluate it?
Well, it was a frustrating season, I can tell you that. We had some good games, some bad games, and I'm not using it as an excuse, but it's reality. We had a lot of man games due to injury, and that at the end of the day, it cost us.
You said some good games, some bad games. Overall, what do you view as positives to come out of that season? And the second part is what do you view as negatives?
Well, I think the positive thing is the players that, got an opportunity that they maybe wouldn't have gotten if we wouldn't have got so many injuries. So, that was a positive. So a lot of those players had improved, and the negative thing is, I think, is the injuries. It hurt us this year, and it's unfortunate.
We had talked previously, and you had felt and made the comment that this past season, the 25-26 season, is the first year of the retool. Fans may think, wait a second, maybe it's the 24-25 season after the championship year. Why do you put the argument or the discussion to say that this past season was the first year?
Well, I viewed it as after the championship season, we had to get all our assets back. So there was no question that we were going to have to make changes, and we started off with a pretty good team. We had a lot of talent on the team after the championship season, and once we moved all those players and got some assets and got some bodies back, so I just looking towards the last season here, we had some some older guys coming in, and we had some younger guys, and we just felt that this was kind of our retooling year.
You talked about the injuries a lot. Obviously, a big negative. This team, over 300 man games lost due to injuries. That's in the higher part of the Western Hockey League. Now, tough to deal with those injuries in a results-orientated business, but dive into it a little bit more, how the organization was able to turn a negative situation with the injuries into a positive situation for player development.
Yeah, and that's what our league's all about, is about player development. When you run into all these injuries, it's not like the NHL where they can go down and grab a player from the American Hockey League that's ready to play in NHL. We had to grab players from U18 to come play for us that, they're there for a reason for their development, and they're not quite ready. So, there's players on our team this year got more opportunity, and they did get better for it.
Talking with Moose Jaw Warriors General Manager Jason Ripplinger. Jason, after missing the playoffs for the last 2 seasons for the Moose Jaw Warriors, where do you want this organization to be better, and how can this organization be better?
Well, that comes from me, from the top. We'll have to we have to all look in the mirror and look at ourselves and think about where we should be better. And obviously, I think our coaching staff, our scouting staff, we all work hard, but we're just going to have to make some better decisions.
Let's dive into another long off season. Now, what do you feel should be the goals for the players over the next couple of months?
Well, I think they take a little bit of time off and reset, and then get back into the gym and start preparing for next year, because next year the expectation is we have to make the playoffs. There's no it's a must.
What do you feel should be the goals for your coaching staff?
Well, it'll be the same as my goals. And that's to make the playoffs, and to make sure that all the players, and have to make them accountable, make them better, and they got to make the players better.
You've talked a little bit about yourself. How do you want to be better in the next couple of months? I know you got the WHL prospect draft coming up at the start of May, but where do you want to be better? What are your goals in this offseason?
Well, my goal is that we have some holes here, and I have to fill those positions in. And it's like every year, you got to be patient, and sometimes you get upset for no reason. Got to use the 24-hour rule, but my thing is just keep being patient and keep building through the draft. I know we lose players maybe a little bit earlier now to NCAA, but you can't get off that mindset about building through the draft.
It's never too early to look towards the fall, and that is the Warriors 2026 training camp. As you eye training camp, how important do you feel, or what is the message that should come from you and head coach Mark O'Leary, and how important do you feel it is for the players to understand, and the whole organization to understand that?
Well, it's going to be a competitive camp. We're going to make it smaller than it was last year, and the players have to come in and earn a spot again. We have a lot of young guys that are coming up that they want the older guys' spots, so players are going to have to be ready.